I just wanted to share about our recent trip to Ecuador. And as most of you know, we were all, we were really making a lot of plans and getting ready to go, and all of a sudden, my back decided to go out. I don't wish that on anyone. It hurts a lot. But we really didn't think I was going to be able to go. And I woke up and just in the middle of the night in extreme pain. We don't know why, exactly what caused it, but it happened. So I think it was about 24 hours or maybe a little bit more, and Richard said, okay, we've got to do something, because I was in so much pain. So went to a chiropractor, and he's a great guy, Christian fella, and he did stimulation, like little electric things, and it felt really good. And then he pulled me apart a bit and gave me a little bit of relief, but I was still in an awful lot of pain. And so I went a few times, and he wanted me to get an MRI and thought it was a herniated disc and this and that. So I had to make an appointment with my physician, and I had an appointment with her in the afternoon, and I had an appointment in the morning with the chiropractor. And he did his thing on my back. And when I left, I was still, the first time I went, I'm like bent over in a little ball trying to, get to the doctor's office. But that morning, I limped in and I limped back out. But at about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, all of a sudden, I had no pain. And we all know what it was. It was prayer. And I'm very thankful for that. So I went ahead and went to my physician that afternoon, and she said, the way you have lost, you're not in the pain you were in, and you're gaining some movement. So she showed me some exercises she wanted me to do, told me to stay on large doses of ibuprofen for a week or two, and she said, I think you can go ahead and go to Ecuador. So I talked with my, the other doctor, because he called, wanted to know what she said, and he says, well, I think you'll be okay, because all of a sudden you're not feeling any pain. So we packed everything up, and I was very careful, and we got to Quito the next day. The group that was joining us from Ohio got there, and then, that was Thursday, Friday, so Saturday morning, of course, you're in South American country, so their timetable is different than our timetable. So instead of getting to La Concordia, where our new base is, at noon, we got there around dinner time. So then we went ahead and got dinner. So Sunday morning, we decided, we took the guys out so they could see the site and everything. That was Saturday night. We ran out Saturday night, I'm sorry. Just so they could see the project. We have an idea of what we want to, supplies, things like that for the next day. So we're out there. We take them up the hill to see, where the building is going to be. The boot camp, or Ecuador boot camp, is actually going on at that time, so they got to see the kids and everything. And we're coming down, and Richard's helping me, because it's, some of it is steep. He slips a little bit, I slip a lot, I fall. But luckily I fell forward and kind of rolled a bit, and all I had were a few bruises, but I felt fine until the next morning, and then I couldn't get out of bed. And it was excruciating pain. So, Richard puts a blanket on the floor. I'm in this little tiny ball trying, to relieve the pain. And about 2 hours later, I was able to straighten up and get dressed, and we were able to go get groceries. We only got half the groceries we needed, because only half my brain was able to think, but we survived, and we made it. What I want to share today is I want to read to you Ephesians 6:10 through 12. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. I wasn't fighting against anything in flesh and blood. We were fighting a spiritual battle at that point. because, not good things were going to happen. Let me go back. I also want to go back to Psalm. Where did it go? 3, verse 4. So this is where I was at that morning. It says, I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. I cried out to the Lord, and I said, Lord, Satan's trying to defeat us. You gave me healing, and Satan's trying to defeat me. He's trying to defeat this group of men. He's trying to defeat this boot camp because everybody was excited, and great things were going to happen. And at that point, I was just curled up in my little ball praying, Lord, don't let Satan have victory over this. And like I said, that day the pain was relieved enough that I could, function, but the next day I had no pain, and I had no pain the rest of the time that we were there. I do, occasionally have twinges now, but I've been doing exercise and things. But I just want to praise the Lord for being there. I cried out to him. He heard me, and he did not let Satan have victory over this. And, that's not something just for me. It's for all of us. And that's what I wanted to share. We have a short video. I just wanted to show you that a little bit starts out with the boot camp kids, and then it shows the volunteers, and then our group from Ohio, which was our son's church. He's a pastor up in Ohio, and he brought 10 men down to Ecuador. And this summer, he's taking about 50 young people to Ecuador to work. So we're pleased to have his help down there, and it's been a huge blessing. So thank you.